What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and today is Thursday, February 15th, 2024, and we are midway through February 2024. We're like halfway done with February 2024 already. Like, we are 2 weeks into the month, and we're 2 weeks almost out of the month, and it will soon be March of 2024. It's starting on a Friday while February starts on a Thursday because we're in a leap year this year, and this February has 29 days in it. We have February 29th in 2 weeks, which is the leap day of the year. And we have two things going on today. Today is my Nana's birthday. Happy birthday to my Nana. But what I really want to come out here is to give you guys the news that it is the 20th anniversary of when I first moved into Long Island, into this house right here. So today is the 20th anniversary of me living in Long Island and moving here. We moved here in February 15th. We moved here on February 15, 2004, and we moved out of our old house in Queens back on Valentine's Day of 2004. So yeah, before we moved here, we used to live in Howard Beach in Queens, New York, and we were not too far from JFK Airport. And we lived in a house where planes like flew over all the time. Like, they would fly over almost the whole day. Yeah, we used to have planes fly over our house all the time because we weren't that far from the airport. Far from Kennedy Airport. We were not that far from it. Where we used to get planes flying over, which are coming from JFK Airport. And my family lived in that house for like years. Like, I forgot when they first moved there, but all I can remember is that we moved out there in 2004 in February. And I was an infant in the house, and my brother Anthony was an infant in the house. And that was the house where we went to Sesame Place for the first time in 2003. Like, I was an infant in that house when I was born in 2001, and my brother Anthony was an infant in that house too, and born in 2003. And late 2003 is when we started selling the house, and we started showing it, and we put it on the market, and we started packing up our things. And that was also the house where we got our Chihuahua Sebastian. And we started packing and started moving like back in November 2003. That's when we started our move from Howard Beach to Long Island. And it took us a good few months to get out of there. And then we get to Valentine's Day weekend, and we were ready to leave. We were ready to go to our new house. We were ready to leave the house where I had my first of everything. My first Halloween, my first Thanksgiving, my first Christmas, my first New Year's, everything. And my first trip, which was Sesame Place. I had a first of almost everything in that house in Howard Beach. And it was time to go. So we started moving our stuff to this house in Long Island on Valentine's Day, and my parents and my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, were like moving stuff from back and forth from the house in Howard Beach to here. They had to keep going back and forth, like back to Queens, back to Long Island, back to Queens, back to Long Island. And there was just a lot of stuff they had to move. And my nana was looking after me and my brother while they were doing it. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff to get out of that house. We just own a lot of stuff in this house that we had to keep going back and forth. And it took a while too, because you're going from Queens to Long Island. It was just crazy. And then by the end of the weekend, we moved completely. We moved to Long Island on my Nana's birthday of 2004, which was Sunday, February 15th, 2004. And we got settled after the first year. And we had our first of everything in 2004 in this house. Our first Halloween here, our first Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's for 2005, everything. And then a year after we got settled in here, we had my youngest brother, Christian, and he was a baby in this house. And almost 2 years after we moved here, we went on our first ever Disney trip. Mine and my brother's first ever Disney trip in January 2006. And yeah, I attended preschool like 6 or 7 months after we moved here also. And that's how the adventure of Long Island began. So I've been living in Long Island for 20 years now, and today is the 20th anniversary of when we moved here. So I guess that's it. Happy 20th anniversary to my years of living in Long Island, to us moving here, and many more. So I guess that's it. Bye.